I remember the moment that my mind shift changes. Like I literally could sit here and tell you the feeling I had in my body, the moment it happened. We were living at my mom's. I was just freshly diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I was laying in bed in the middle of the night, looking at Hatton's crib. He was only about 4 months old. And I was looking at him through the crib rails. And I was really down on my situation. Obviously, I was given, my first prognosis was 3 to 5 years. And I was like, he's never going to know who I am. And I remember just thinking, I need to just get out of my head. I need to just distract myself. So I was just doing what we do, the doom scrolling on Instagram at like 2 a.m. And I was just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling for that instant gratification, just trying to make myself feel better. And I came across my first incurable cancer thriver. And it was Nikki Newman, Nick Nacklow. And it was her doing a headstand in her living room. And she was smiling and laughing at herself. And then I looked at the bottom, stage 4 cancer. And I was like, oh my goodness. She's first of all smiling. Second of all, laughing. Like I could feel the joy that was radiating off of her. Mm-hmm. And then seeing her physically challenge her body to do this really cool headstand that was like a clock. And she was like trying to move her body, her legs in a clock. I was like, this is unbelievable.
She's got cancer? Stage 4 cancer?
Like how?
Yeah, that was a huge moment for you.
And I was like
a huge moment.
Oh, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Like she gifted me my new life. Mm-hmm. Like,
yep.
It brings me to tears when I think about her. The next morning I woke up and I went on a treadmill. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, going for a walk. Because my body was still ill at the time. When I was diagnosed, I was in the ICU and I had internal bleeding from the biopsy in my liver. And Hatton was only like 1 month old. He was a preemie. He was born at 35 weeks. So I was taking care of a preemie. We had our daughter who was 2, who had her major surgeries that summer. And so she was still repairing, from that. And then our 5-year-old who was just needing attention. And so I was losing so much of myself during all of that, that when I hopped in that treadmill, I was like, this is something I can do for me. I need to set myself up for success. If I want to live, I need to change everything that I've been doing and I need to feel alive. And then I hopped in the treadmill and I obviously couldn't just start running. I was like, I remember being like, I'm doing this, thinking back to like high school, like playing soccer. And I was like, yeah, no, it doesn't work anymore. Especially being postpartum,
Yeah, you had some physical issues on the go, bud.
Few. So my mom had a treadmill and I just set it up in her garage. We were storing everything from our home in Yellowknife in that garage too. And there was like hardly any room, but I hopped on this treadmill. You were at work and I remember taking like a selfie and being like, I just went for a walk.
I remember that picture.
Like
I remember it because I was like, oh, here. Because I've known forever. Like I just know what it does. And I was already in my stage where I knew the right way to fitness, where I was paying attention to the health and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. And my mom supported me. So I get the girls to school and then mom would support me by taking Hatton and I would just have my hour in there. I ended up downloading the Coach to 10K. It was an app to teach me how to run. And I just showed up every day doing it. How sore I got. Oh, it was awful. But I just showed up every day. And then eventually I was able to run for like a minute. I was like, I'm running. Like, this is amazing. It was probably at the slowest speed, but it didn't matter. Like, that's the part of fitness. Like, it does not matter. The act of physically moving your body, that's exciting. So that was a huge pivotal moment for me. And that was January 2022.